Cheap Seats without Ron Parker.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason, this is Randy, and welcome to Steve Garvey versus Bobby Bonilla Day here on Cheap Seats.
Yeah, today we're going to find out which not-quite Hall of Famer can pull the bigger name at his respective celebrity charity event. First, we're going to take you to Hawaii, Steve Garvey's Celebrity Billfish Tournament from 1990. Then we're going to take you to New York City and Bobby Bonilla's All-Star Bowling Classic in '96.
Now, I feel like on paper, Garvey's got the edge. I mean, the guy played 14 years of his career in L.A., he hobnobbed with the Hollywood jet set, and everybody knows athletes like to hang out with actors. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I don't know what paper you're looking at, but on my recycled paper, I got to give Bonilla the edge. 1996, he's in the prime of his career. He's got access to all the great baseball names. By 1990, Garvey had been out of the league for 3 years.
All right, yeah, but Garvey's event takes place in Hawaii, and Bonilla's event takes place at a bowling alley in a bus station.
We'll see, Jay.
Yeah, Rand, we will see. But before we take you out to Garvey's event, we want to tell you what to look for in a little segment we like to call
Here's what to look for. Here's what to look for.
Number one, Garvey thinks he's hilarious, and he's never on the same page with the people he's trying to do a comedy bit with. It creates a bevy of wonderfully awkward moments.
Number two, watch out for how many times Garvey attempts to make the sport of fishing sound like an act of self-defense. Hey, buddy, before you got there, the fish were just swimming around peacefully. You're the aggressor, Garvey. You are!
By the way, a billfish is also known as a blue marlin, which is what Garvey refers to the fish throughout the show, thus contradicting the title. Come on, Garvey, pay attention to your own show. If you're going to insist on calling it a blue marlin, then change the title. Be consistent.
All right, we're going to be consistent right here and get you out to the start of the show. We now take you to Hawaii, to the Steve Garvey Celebrity Billfish
Blue Marlin
Tournament thing.
At what speed do you like to keep it patrolling?
I wonder if this is a setup for anything.
Probably not.
10 knots, depending on the boat. Some go faster than the others. We're trolling at 9 knots right now. We just had a strike. All right, strike!
Holy! What is this, Miami Vice meets the New American Sportsman?
It could happen at any moment. A blue marlin strikes without warning. Suddenly, there's no time for idle conversation.
You mean like the idle conversation you were faking just a few seconds ago?
They're called stallions of the sea. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of pounds of muscle and determination.
And the fish aren't bad either. Hello.
Freedom.
I haven't seen a marlin put up that kind of fight since Josh Beckett pitched on 3 days
80
rest.
pounds of test line separates wide-eyed, sometimes terrified anglers from their prey. Fishermen hooked into battles and challenges most only dream of.
Oh, this is no trout. This is 1,000 trouts rolled into one.
Garvey, just shut up.
Over the past 6 years, our Steve Garvey Celebrity Bill Fishing Tournaments have produced some memorable fish tales, action-packed battles at sea that all begin when a big blue marlin strikes out in anger.
In anger? Maybe it's angry because you're about to kill it, stuff it, and then hang it over your ping pong table, buddy.
Hey, Jay, fishing doesn't kill the fish. Their own anger does.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey.
And I'm Candace Garvey.
And we're having a great time on the Kahala Coast, the big island of Hawaii. We're here
Steve
at the
Howe
Planet
rolled you
Fishing
something
Waikoloa.
good, didn't he,
For
Garvey?
the next 30 minutes, you'll see us bill fishing, playing golf, and playing tennis with some great friends.
We have Artie Johnson, legendary comic from Laughing.
Heard of him.
We have Ron Mazak from Murder, She Wrote, the sheriff. We have Michael Florwax, a rising comedian.
Rising?
And we have,
Where?
who else, Steve?
Steve Canale from Dallas.
Oh, that's right, Ray, my favorite from Dallas. And you?
Do you always forget your
much.
favorites, Candace?
So stay with us for the next 30 minutes as we strike a few golf balls and also go out for the big strike.
Look at those sweatsuits. What are they, in the Russian mafia? I mean, what are they, a breakdancing troupe or an indoor soccer team?
Yeah, those things weren't even cool in the 80s.
Yeah.
People say, Waxy Lou, what are you doing hanging out in the Big Island?
Florwax is his real name?
I told him I'm going
Yeah, his
to
hair's a
Omaha
mop.
next week and I need a tan. That's why I'm here.
Leave it to Michael Florwax to set the tone for what promises to be a fun-filled week in Hawaii.
Hey, we're gonna have mine.
It's the night before we head out to sea, and at our always festive reception welcoming everyone to the Big
That
Island.
couldn't look less festive.
Yeah, it looks like a pharmaceutical convention. Only less fun.
Friendships are being formed. Now, if only the fish will be
Oh, Floorwax, you rising comedian,
I want to
you.
welcome all of you to the 6th annual Yours Truly.
I love that we're busting on Floorwax and we wouldn't even made the cut for this thing.
7 years ago, we were over here and we said, what could we do to have fun for a week? What kind of an excuse could we make to come over to the big island of Hawaii and have fun? And all of a sudden somebody said, well,
Okay, it's not a commencement speech, Steve. Wrap it up.
In Florida all the time. And he said, well, what kind of fish are over here? Well,
Seniors, you are at a crossroads.
It's worth really going after, and that's Pacific Blue. And that's why we're here. We're after the Pacific Blue Marlin. Last year we caught a 562
Then call it the Blue Marlin Tournament, dummy.
We're going to go after our record.
Porno sacks.
Record-sized blue marlin stalk the rugged Kona coastline. And almost every
Yes,
year,
they stalk the coastline. Do you not see how evil they are, people?
The Big Island is the largest in the Hawaiian chain, and its uniquely diverse terrain makes it one of the most picturesque spots in the world.
Next to Rick
One side
Monday's
of the island
above-ground
is
pool.
covered with miles of jagged lava rock, the remains of powerful volcanic eruptions which forever changed
Please
this
explode in
island's
Garvey's face. Please
Yet
explode
less
in
than an
Garvey's
hour's
face.
car ride away sits paradise. Lush vegetation, sweeping waterfalls, home of massive tropical rainforests. No doubt, this is a place of geographic diversity and disagreement.
I'm not so sure I agree with that.
But big game fishermen throughout the world are in total accord about the spectacular marlin fishing found here. And that's what has this cast of characters so excited.
Shouldn't Garvey be spending his time with youth at risk?
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
All right. Okay.
This is a serious
These are the rules, okay?
Rule number
You
one,
cannot dive
Candy,
in
stop
and
talking.
strangle a marlin. You have to catch it on our pen rods and reels, okay? You cannot use people like Artie Johnson, Alan.
Garvey
Jones, or
is the
Ron
least
Basak
funny
for bait.
person on the
Okay, you
planet.
cannot use those guys for bait. That's it. Our tournament's only a few hours old, and already the sea's exploding with hot marlin action.
Did Garvey just say hot marlin action? Yeah, he did. Doesn't that remind you of that classic adult film, A Hot Marlin Action?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Don't we still have that tape?
I think we do, yeah.
All right, go get it, go get it.
Okay.
It's not there, Randy.
Oh, right.
It's in the over 21 section.
Right.
Go get it. So where was the tape?
And it was stuck between two Cornucova press conferences.
That makes sense.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats. I'm Randy, he's Jason, and today we're hanging with Steve Garvey and his not-so-famous friends.
And what more could a lonely guy ask for? Let's head back out to Hawaii for some more celebrity bill fishing. There's the ocean.
And music by Billy Ocean.
The hunt for trophy-sized marlin is underway. Fishing fever is in the air, and some will go to any extremes to increase
Hey, is
their
that the
luck.
sheriff from Murder, She Wrote?
No, but he's got a giant basil leaf.
So look out! And you thought the tomahawk chop was racist.
Marlin fish dance.
Folks, bigotry and drinking do not mix.
There's a science to finding and catching the elusive marlin.
Bruce Jenner.
Luck is important, but preparation is essential. That means using the right lures, searching
I think
for
the guy in the
bait,
yellow is taller.
being able to interpret
Hey, look at
charts
this.
forecasting
Labor Day's on
tide
a
and water
Monday this
conditions,
year.
and correctly utilizing all this equipment once a powerful fish is hooked.
The pre-strike preparations are extensive.
Pre-strike? Who is she, Donna Rumsfeld?
Success later. Let's listen as these top flight charter boat fishermen share some of their secrets.
Hang on, because the fish is going to be pulling. Okay?
She definitely hooked up with Floorwax.
My friends and I all agree that
Yeah, that's right. I was on Dallas. Now I'm totally naked.
something like that. We use the lures on the surface, so they splash a lot. And that
Don't talk
adds
down to me,
visual
Mike.
attraction for the fish. On the whole fishing this year,
I love
we've
Goose
not been
Gossett.
bad. We've had a couple of fish over 1,000 pounds.
He looks like a tan Rod Beck.
600
Get that man a sports bra.
And fishing's been not too bad.
In order to catch the Pacific blue marlin, Off the Kahala coast here of Kona, we need the best equipment possible, and that's the Penn 1000 International Reel.
Okay, so he's doing a commercial for a fishing reel now? J. I'm sure that's the only plug we'll hear throughout this whole show.
200-pounders with this reel.
With all the modern and sophisticated fishing equipment, new boats, new technology, you still have to drive over the fish to catch one. Let's go get a fish.
What's up? Do these guys always have to have their shirts off?
Last year's Mr.
Even me out.
Celebrity Billfish is hooked up with a fish, and it looks to be a sizable one. But it's a shark, not a marlin, that Mazak tangles with today. Sheriff Mort Metzger has fought some fictional sharks. Now it's
Why, is he a sea sheriff?
Eventually, though, the beast chews its way to freedom.
They said it was between 7 and 8 feet. The captain saw it. The cameraman was busy, obviously.
Oh, of course the cameraman was busy.
Looked really sweaty. And the other people on the top saw it.
Oh, yeah, sure, they saw it.
We got about 10 feet from the boat.
Right, 10 feet from the boat. And you're a real sheriff.
2 feet from the boat, because I was out of there, pal. Mama didn't raise no fool, you see.
Mama didn't raise no celebrity either.
The rest of my life and say, yeah, I caught a shark.
Why is everyone screaming? Is Floorwax threatening to do stand-up?
A few miles from Mazak's boat, an excited Earl Christensen of Toshiba has hooked up
Who?
with a feisty one.
Earl Christensen from Toshiba, dummy. Oh, who?
Come on, Earl.
Don't yell at him. He's not an athlete. He's Earl Christensen from Accounts Receivable.
Oh, man.
Garvey's shorts are disturbingly short.
A few words of inspiration and a bit of coaching might help Earl land his dream fish. He's never before hooked up with a majestic marlin, and it looks like a lengthy battle is just beginning. Moments like this make this tournament so special. An inexperienced angler and an angry marlin do a battle
Again,
at sea.
the marlin wasn't angry until you put a hook in his face, okay? Did you notice in that last sequence, every single time they showed Earl Christensen, he had a different hat on? I know. Can we see those shots again, guys? I can't believe they tried to pass that off on the viewers. I mean, how stupid did they think the audience was? Yeah, what do they think? People aren't paying attention? It's a blatant continuity error. Totally. I know. It's ridiculous. It's stupid.
All right, we'll be back with more Cheap Seats right after this.
Nice job, Rand.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, welcome back to Cheap Seats. But before we take you back to the Steve Garvey Fishing Spectacular, I think it's time for a little DYC. Do you care?
Just the facts. Do you care?
Do you care that Steve Garvey almost ran for Senate, but 2 paternity suits tarnished his squeaky clean image? Do you care that Steve Garvey has spent every year since 1993 on the Hall of Fame ballot, but is yet to be elected? Do you care that Steve Garvey appeared in an infomercial for the diet supplement Informa, which the Federal Trade Commission later charged with false advertising? And speaking of false advertising, the FTC should investigate this show. Yeah, they're calling it a celebrity billfish classic, but I haven't seen one celebrity and no one's caught a fish. But it is kind of fun to watch him try. So let's get back out to the tournament with the biggest celebrity involved in this thing, Earl from Toshiba, as he battles an angry marlin.
It's the World Series. It's the Super Bowl. It's Wimbledon. It's the World Cup, Earl.
No, it's not, Steve. It's not even preseason CFL.
It's hard to exaggerate the feeling of fighting a mighty billfish. I've experienced great
But
moments
allow
in
me to
many
bore
years
you with
before.
my attempt.
Never the thrill of dueling with a marlin. Still, just being a part of battles like this brings out the competitor in me.
Remember, when the going gets tough, Christensen gets going.
Okay, awkward.
Big one on the wall. This is going to fill up that space on your wall.
Eagles, life in the fast
Over the
lane.
years, the Celebrity Billfish Classic has produced a lot of
White people unite.
2 years ago, baseball slugger Darrell Evans added the honor of Mr. Billfish to his many accomplishments. His catch was
Yeah,
a
I'm
large
sure that's
picture.
right up there with winning the World
Last
Series
year
with the
was
Tigers in
best ever.
'84.
Records fell like bad jokes out of Mazak's mouth in a single day.
Hey, don't jump on
2
Mazak.
huge
Your
fish
better
were caught.
half isn't
Celebrity
exactly the
Mr.
king of
Billfish Award
comedy.
went to Ron Mazak, whose 352-pounder cast a spell of silence over the normally effusive actor. The battle
I
of
wish
thrills.
Garvey would catch
Memories
that
of
fish.
catch still linger.
It's one of the great thrills. It's
Hey, that's the sax from Baker Street. No, I feel like it's the sax from You Belong to the City.
the line runs, you're in the chair, and everything's happening simultaneously. You've got your teammates cheering for you. You've got the captain doing his job. You've got the crew doing their job. Everyone's pulling for you, but all of a sudden it becomes you and the fish. And as big as I am, it outweighed me by a lot.
We use a lot of
Ew, that poor dead fish has to kiss Mazak.
A lot of prayer.
our fathers.
That's right, heaven. Yes.
We know that's the last resort, but right before that, we use something that's superstition that works for us.
Song.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Not the song. Ah, not the song!
Along and swim with me to the bottom of the sea.
Strike!
A monster from the bottom of the sea is what Mike McLeese hooked up with last year. This whopper was landed just hours after Mazak's apparent record. It is by far the largest fish ever caught in the history of our tournament. Earning this stud
Hey, it's Chris Elliott. Loved him in Cabin Boy.
Mr. Billfish. Also, it's worth noting the chase boat captain, Mike Fan, has played
Hey, has anybody seen the other half of my jazzercise shirt?
over the past few years. Fan has hooked up with some huge marlin. He's supposed to
Ew,
be
he
taking
hooks up with marlin?
around to record other
And on
catching
top of
fish.
that, the fish
He
have
wanted
to
get
suffer
in
the
on fun.
humiliation of
His
knowing that
boat
their
has
killer
landed two
wore a
of the
pink
biggest
half
fish
shirt.
we've ever caught.
Taking the line again.
30 minutes after the fight began, Earl Christensen still has his hands
Wait, you
full.
mean Toshiba's Earl Christensen? Now you're catching on.
Marlin is brought closer. This one won't set a new record, but it put up a spirited battle.
Oh, look at that.
No.
Amazing.
Earl, you're no longer a wimp, Earl.
Why is everybody giving Earl crap? You're on the upper deck, you
My
wuss.
right arm.
Earl's the only guy on the strip that I actually like, besides Floor Wax. Where the hell is Floor Wax, anyway? Comedy gold.
I had my thumb on the line, and I could feel the line going in and out, so I could tell.
Pretty good fight for a young guy. I mean,
Young
the
guy?
fish. I mean, the fish.
Okay, here's a rule. Garvey should be doing no more post-catch interviews. Somehow it was insulting and badgering all at once.
The bright Hawaiian sun stalks us relentlessly, and for the rest of
What?
the day...
Now Garvey thinks the sun is stalking him too? Somebody up his Haldol dosage.
A still-dazed Earl Christensen stares proudly at his prize.
Well, I don't really look at it like he's my adversary. I look at it almost like, you know, my friend. You gotta treat the fish with respect.
My friend who I killed.
You know, I have nothing but respect for the fish. But this is the first one I've ever caught, and it's interesting to see how hard this is. You know, as you can see, I'm trying to bend this. That's pretty tough. Like, I don't know if I could even break that if I wanted to. That's pretty...
See, I can't even break his nose. You know, the way you would break your friend's nose after you've hooked him in the face and killed him.
After 6 hours at sea, we head for land.
Come on, tsunami.
Earl's feisty first-day catch is spread quickly.
That's the Senior Girls Gone Wild blackout strip.
We talked about of catching a fish. He used the Lamaze Marlin method of catching it. Give us a little bit of an example of that.
Well, it's like, Steve, coach me.
Okay. And
Breathe, he kept saying. Use your legs, use your
Oh,
legs.
God, not another comedy bit.
When I'm not having a baby, I'm trying to catch a fish.
Someone please put a hook in my eye.
breathe. Good. And when you reel it in, then how do you breathe?
So you're supposed to blow, right? Blow.
I can't take this. I don't get it. Is Garvey just making these bits up on the fly because nobody else seems to be in on them? Yeah, and it's not like the show is live. They could have edited this thing. I mean, if Earl from Toshiba does not know the joke, stop the cameras and tell him the joke. Then he can fake like he knows what the hell Garvey's talking about. That's a great point. I mean, we mess up on the show all the time. All we do is just roll back the tape, and then we do the segment again. Exactly. I'm glad we got this off our chests. Me too. Okay, stay with us. We'll be back with more Steve Gravy Fishing right after this. Wait a minute. You're kidding, right? You just said Steve Gravy. No, I didn't. You did. I said Garvey. Alex, what did he say? I said Garvey. You said Gravy. You said Gravy, dude. Gravy. I can't believe we were just talking
That's
about
hilarious.
this.
We were just talking about screwing up, and I totally botched it up. All right, guys, I'm sorry. Let's just take it from the last one. All right, right here.
Okay.
Okay. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Steve Garvey celebrity fishing right after this. Great. That's wonderful, guys. I nail it, and then you do this. Don't argue. I don't care whose fault it is. What did I say about shooting arrows? You wait until we're completely into the break, and then you can shoot the arrow. You know what? I'll just do it again, all right? Let me just get it back. All right. Wah, wah, wah. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. All right. Okay. Let me just do it from the end. Okay. Stay with us. We'll be back with more Steve Garvey celebrity fishing right after this. Right, Rand?
Ow, my xiphoid process!
Welcome back to Cheap Seats, where we're checking out Steve Garvey Celebrity Billfish Tournament from 1990.
Yeah, this show is so bad it makes you wonder what the hell else could have been on when this show originally aired.
Well, Rand, I happen to have gathered a tape containing the shows that aired opposite Garvey's original airing. Guys, can we roll it?
And Garvey still ended up third in the ratings. Go figure.
Yes!
Candy, fairway's this way.
A strike of a blue marlin in the Pacific Ocean or a strike of a golf ball here on the 6th hole of the Monolani, we are having a great time at the Hawaiian Classic.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Michael Floorwax.
Strange things can happen on the golf courses of Hawaii, especially with our goofy golfers.
Hit him in the face. He deserves
We
it.
traded fishing rods for golf clubs.
Artie Johnson,
Relish
we
the
never thought
challenges
you could
provided
step
by
down
some of
from the
most
Gong
beautiful
Show.
courses in the world. Whether it was playing 18 holes on the Monolani course or the same number at the Hyatt, swaying palm trees, ocean whitecaps, and unique lava formations make this
Looks like
great
a sinking
game even more
bus.
special
It's a
in
sweet
Hawaii.
hereafter. Hawaii.
Oh, look at that ball run.
Come on, Tom, let's go.
But Craig, it's in here somewhere. It's gotta be.
The
Despite the
infamous
beautiful
lava
courses,
trap sketch.
Sometimes the lava guys weren't too cooperative. And while everyone here isn't pro tour material, a few tips from the dingiest duffer of them all seem to help.
Hi, Michael Floorwax here. You know, at the Steve Garvey Golf Classic, I've
Here
noticed
we
so many
go.
golfers around here not hitting the ball as long as they could, you know? And I'd like to give you a tip right now to hit the ball a little longer. So we're going to step right up to
He
this
kind of
tee,
reminds
okay?
me of Brian
You wanna
Bosworth.
hit it long
Only
and
less
strong when
funny.
you're letting the big dog eat. You know what I mean? I see a lot of this. Everybody swings with their arms. They just take it and they go, "Huh," and they just say, "Huh." That's not how you do it. You got to squeeze those cheeks, baby. That's how you hit it long. You got to squeeze those cheeks. So I'll just demonstrate it for you right here. You take it back and then you squeeze those cheeks. See those cheeks squeezed? That is long and strong, baby. Just where you want it, right down the middle.
Okay, was that supposed to be funny? Because it kind of just turned out to be a good golf tip.
Yeah, we got to find out what Floorwax did wrong comedically here.
And in order to do so properly, we've brought in a golf pro to analyze Floorwax's comedy techniques. It only seems fair since he, a comedian, gave us a golf lesson. So, ladies and gentlemen, we give you pro golfer DJ Singh with his comedy breakdown on Michael Floorwax.
Oh, hi. I'm pro golfer DJ Singh. And the one thing I like better than golfing is analyzing stand-up comedy.
Hi, Michael Floorwax here. You know, at the Steve Garvey Golf Classic, I've noticed
First,
some of the
let's look at his approach. It's very clear Floorwax has no idea who he's really talking to. Is it the people at home? Is it the people on the trip? Is it Earl from Toshiba? We don't know. And more importantly, he doesn't know.
I see a lot of this. Everybody swings with their arms. They just take it and they go, "Hmm."
Next, let's look at his stance. Look at him. He's all over the place. He opens himself up way too early, and we have no idea where this comedy bit is going, or if it even is comedy for that matter. Now, the backswing, sometimes known as the setup. This he does okay. He lets us know he's going to properly show us how to swing a club. It's on the follow-through that things really fall apart.
You got to squeeze those cheeks, baby. That's how you hit it long. You got to squeeze those cheeks.
There is no
demonstrate it
follow-through.
for you right here.
There are no punchlines there. Telling someone to squeeze their butt cheeks together is not a joke. I'm sorry. That is a slice that's going to put you in a comedy sand trap, and swing as you might, you are not going to get out. As a pro golfer and a lover of comedy, I can honestly say the only thing that would have helped Floor Wax in this case was the big P, preparation. Had he sat down and mapped out the bit, or hired a professional to write jokes for him, he would have been better off. Remember, there was time. This was not a live show. The other option would have been to decline Garvey's invitation to go on the trip in the first place. Well, I'm pro golfer DJ Singh, and this has been another Cheap Seats Comedy Breakdown.
See, comedy makes so much more sense when you get a pro to break it down for you. All right, let's go back to Garvey.
There was more at stake here than just having fun. Winners of our Titleist and Golf Digest tournaments received round-trip tickets to Australia, courtesy of American Airlines.
Miss.
Who knows?
Horrible
Maybe the pressure
shot.
to win was too much for some.
Miss.
But when you think about it,
I love
just
you,
being
old
among
white man.
friends is victory enough. And par for the course at our Hawaiian
Come
Classic.
on, Windgust. Come on, Windgust.
On a Saturday night, everybody hangs and they want to get high. When you want a pink Cadillac sitting in the...
No one will ever mistake him for Bruce Springsteen.
Or a
But even
comedian.
an off-key Michael Floor Wax livens up most gatherings.
And by gatherings, you mean wakes and unveilings.
A full moon might be good for high tides and fishing, but as it's shown on our group, it brought out the crazies.
Stop with the craziness!
That's what makes our evening gathering so special. The seeds of friendship planted earlier in the week quickly blossomed. Playing and partying at a fantasy resort like the Hyatt Regency Waikoloa makes for a perfect backdrop. What was once 62 acres of jagged lava rock is now the most
Wait a
expensive
minute,
resort in
I've
the
seen
world.
this before.
$362
Yeah,
million
that's the
of
thing that
luxury.
plays on Channel
Both
2 when
carry
you stay
guests
at this
through the
Hyatt.
waterways to their rooms, and space-age trams also serve as transportation.
Aw, that's so sad. After Murder, She Wrote got canceled, the sheriff had to take a job running the tram at the Hyatt.
And no matter where you are, the view is always breathtaking. As renowned author James Michener once said, it's the kind of place God would have built if he had sufficient cash flow. Millions of dollars worth of Oriental and Pacific art line the walkways. Even Michael Floor Wax.
Oh, Floor Wax, I wish you were inanimate.
So too
Feed
do
them
the playful
Floor Wax.
dolphins. A protected lagoon area is home to the 6 of them. These friendly guys are typical of the treatment guests can expect at our home base.
Typical?
Fantasy resort
You get your
known as the
lunch
Hyatt
thrown at you while you're
Regency
swimming?
Waikoloa.
Yay, racism.
Now we'll catch a fish.
Hopefully Artie Johnson's prayers will be answered. In the 6 years of our tournament, I've never caught a marlin. And we haven't hooked anything since our first day at sea. Well, everybody wants a monster marlin, one that hangs on a restaurant wall at the
Is that a
Hyatt and
TGI
fires
Fridays?
raw
Yeah,
and
on the
exciting.
opposite wall, there's a moose wearing sunglasses and an old unicycle near a rusty French
As we
horn.
head out to sea for a final fling, favorite fish tales about the one that got away keeps the anxiety level high.
The first one that comes to mind is the longest fight in Kona's history, which was 38 hours. The marlin was estimated at close to 2,000 pounds. And
Of course, I was high as hell, man. I don't remember any of it.
As our boats troll the ocean, we dream of record-sized billfish. Everyone finds their own way to kill time, just waiting for that spine-tingling sound of a marlin. on
What? The
line.
sheriff dies?
Unfortunately, it never comes. The elusive marlin isn't biting today. The only thing caught are a few baitfish.
I got a piggy.
Well, we just finished our 3rd day of fishing, and although we didn't have a lot of strikes and catches this year, we did.
They may not be the biggest stars in Hollywood, but they sure aren't good at fishing either.
Great time, and we hope you've learned more about going out for the elusive Pacific blue marlin. We'll take you now to the award ceremony and the wrap-up of our 6th annual Hawaiian Classic.
It's not done? Wait, was Garvey insinuating that this whole show was about learning how to catch the elusive marlin? Learning? Oh, I thought this was about Garvey and a bunch of D-listers doing an infomercial for the Hyatt Regency Hotel, all right? Okay. Learning, learning, that's what it's about. Oh, okay, I'm cool with that now. Brilliantly done, Garvey. Learning, it's learning. Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Let's watch the riveting conclusion of Garvey's fishing trip. I think it's safe to say we're hooked. That's awful. Dude, it's Garvey. He's contagious.
Anyway, I travel all over the world, of course, being a comic. All over the world. All over the entire world. Here's the world. Here's me. I travel all over the entire world.
The zany humor.
That's the best highlight from his routine? Yeah, let's check back in with PGA star DJ Singh and find out what went wrong here.
Thanks, guys. First of all, Floorwax's decision to open up with this particular non-bit puts him in the trap right from the start. Now we're in a difficult comedy short game situation. The only way to blast yourself through this one is to hammer dig yourself out with a nice crisp, hard joke. That's exactly what Floorwax doesn't do.
Anyway, I travel all over the world, of course, being a comic.
Floorwax is telling us that he travels all over the world, a concept that on its own is not inherently funny. I mean, come on, a lot of people travel.
All over the world, all over the entire world.
That's where the punchline comes in, to twist the original idea, thereby adding that unexpected boost of comedy.
Here's the world, here's me, I travel all over the entire world.
Instead, he simply repeats his original idea in a goofier voice, without adding any new comedic insights or observations. It's the golf equivalent of trying to hit out of the sand with a putter. He could have easily gotten up and down if he simply used a hard joke like this one. Folks, I travel all around the world. I'm really busy. In fact, I don't even have the time to cut the back of my hair. Okay, not the best joke in the world, but better than no joke at all. I'm DJ Singh, and join me next time as I break down this segment. Folks, how you doing? Good crowd. Hey, where you from?
Thanks, DJ. And where's Floorwax today? He's a morning DJ in Denver, and he makes more money than both of us combined, so in the end, joke's on us. Let's get back out to Maui before I start crying.
But before we write the final chapter on this
Just
celebrity
drink
classic,
the Kool-Aid, everybody,
who was
and
first
end this
honor our
thing,
achievements.
please.
Candace and I are proud to give out awards to those who distinguish themselves. And no one stands taller than the man whose first day catch snared him the week's most coveted prize. Please give a big hand
Stiffer.
on a standing ovation.
I knew it,
Mr.
the
Earl
robot.
Christensen, Mr. Billfish, come on up.
This was a big fish. How hard did this fish pull?
Oh,
This
great.
fish
Now the
pulled
Toshiba
hard.
guy's got to do a comedy
How hard
bit.
did it pull? It's gonna pull me all the way to Paris.
Wait, is he crying? Or did Candy throw a drink in his face?
All the way to Paris on American Airlines, Earl Christian, Mr. Billfish.
The Earl Meister's losing his virginity tonight.
Pulled closer together during this week of memories in Hawaii. Best of all, the frequent smiles, the forging of new friendships, the laughter which hooked us all during the
Why
great
couldn't
Hawaiian
this
Classic
crew have been in the
extends far
perfect
beyond
storm?
what you can see here. Money raised from this tournament will help the Starlight Foundation make dreams come true for needy children.
Okay, shouldn't we have seen a feature on the Starlight Foundation instead of the Hyatt's breakfast buffet?
Candace, did you have as good a time as I did?
Oh, it was the best. I can't believe it's over already.
Oh, time flies.
Don't mind all that.
Hey,
Where's the pool?
right out here in the
I
back.
gotta tell you something, that I wish you all the kukua in the world. That means a lot to me.
What's that mean, Artie?
Bad time fishing or in Hawaii.
First time, did you like it, Michael?
Oh, he hurts.
What does that mean, Artie?
He actually hurts.
Michael realizes where he's been. He's going to have fun.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We hope you've learned more about fishing for the Pacific Blue Marlin, going for...
We haven't. And as a matter of fact, I've actually lost knowledge that I originally had about catching marlin. Ugh, thank God that's over. I know. I never thought an athlete could be more annoying than Steve Garvey, the baseball player, until I watched Steve Garvey, the fisherman. Yeah, well, it's Bobby Bo's turn up to bat right now. Let's see if he can't put together a better lineup than Garvey. We'll find out when we return for the Bobby Bonilla All-Star Bowling Classic right after this. And we're back. And Garvey succeeded in one thing, making us never want to fish again. Let's see if Bobby Bo can do the same thing for bowling. Let's check it out.
Fielder, Murray, Justice, Piazza, Puckett. 14
And
of the
this
greatest
guy.
names in baseball have come to New York City for their favorite charity bowling event. The 4th annual Bobby Bonilla.
They couldn't get a
Budweiser
graphic, they had to shoot the banner.
Up on the 3rd floor of the Port Authority here in Manhattan, the buses are rolling. But
Classy.
here on the 2nd floor at Leisure Time Bowl, it's the All-Stars that are rolling. Kenny, man, that's pretty solid. You're looking
Did he just
sharp
call him the
out there.
Candyman? That's John Candelaria's nickname.
They keep making the pins mess up sometime, and you got to help me out.
Kenny, for you, man, I'll do anything. I'm heading up right now. I'm going to shut
smell
the
that?
bus service down.
I think
Just
I
for
do.
you.
It's a comedy bit. Slide whistle, never not funny. Somewhere Benny Hill is rolling over in his grave in fast motion.
Pardon me, sir. We're trying to have the 4th annual Bobby Bonilla Budweiser All-Star Bowling Classic, and well, your bus is disturbing.
Wait a
the
minute,
tournament.
that's Joe Morgan.
Come on, you've heard of him, haven't you? Bobby Bonilla. Stop the bus. This is how you flag a bus down when you don't have any money.
And this is the kind of host you get when you don't have any money.
Bowling tournament downstairs. Do you mind shutting down service for a couple hours? Hey, hello. Hello. Goodbye.
Attention, all buses of the Port
That's just great writing, people.
service until the end of the Bobby Bonilla Budweiser All-Star Bowling Classic.
I don't think this is working.
Boy, you ain't lying.
Annual Bobby Bonilla Budweiser All-Star Bowling Classic. And Bobby, a great classic for a great cause.
Yeah, this is great for the National Hispanic Scholarship Fund. It's done extremely well, but let me take this
Here's
time to thank
Bonilla,
each and every one of
notorious
the
for
guys
taking
because
it out
it
on the
wouldn't be
press.
possible without
And you know he's going to give Gallant an earful. Check it out. It's about to get ugly up in here.
You got a great collection of all-stars out there. Now, in previous years, you haven't made to the finals. Are you just being polite? Are you going to make it to the finals this year?
Actually, I'm really trying to get there, but it just ain't happening. It seems like I can't get it going the first couple of games, and those are the qualifying games to get in.
Oh, damn! Oh, no, he did! Chin check that ass!
I think you're just being a polite host, as all hosts should be. Let's get to the qualifying. What do you say?
I wouldn't step to Bobby B like that!
Let's do that.
That's what I'm talking about! That's the subject about which I am talking about which.
The 14 baseball all-stars were given 2 qualifying games to get into
There's
the finals.
Cecil Fielder smoking a stogie. And when you think Cecil, one thing, good health.
Top qualifier after 2 games is the Astros' Craig Biggio.
Who looks a lot like Rafael Palmeiro.
It's Craig Biggio of the Astros. Now, you're claiming this is your first 200 game ever?
Yeah, I gotta say that, without a doubt. It's first time bowling in actually 12 years, so.
First time bowling in 12 years, and that is like the high score so far.
Is it? Oh, I tell you what, I was pretty lucky.
It's a great interview. I smell a Peabody.
So at the end of qualifying, 4 all-stars move into the final. First-timer Craig Biggio.
They just spelled Paul Molitor's name wrong. Okay, I could see spelling Bob Apodaka's name wrong, but Molitor? Come on, ESPN, make your free throws.
There he is, Biggio. Look at this smooth.
Look at that little soft on this. That button.
Now notice Craig has the straight ball going in. Doesn't have a lot of English on it, but very effective.
Very effective.
He's got that straight ball action. Being a middle infielder, you would think that he would maybe have a little bit more spin on it.
Well, I'm not a middle infielder. I've never been in the middle.
Not you, Bobby. Biggio's a middle infielder. Why does it always have to be about you all the time?
Look at that pickup. That's too smooth. Lining it up, Biggio with the spare. All right, Paul Molitor is stepping up to the lane.
It's pronounced Molitor.
Haven't hit this year, Bobby, and let's see if he can carry over that magic to the Classic.
Yes. We're looking forward to seeing him.
Shh. Just because there's a hot mic doesn't mean you always have to say something.
Oh, look at that. Smooth.
Again with the smooth, Gallant.
Molitor stepping up, picking up 9. And he's got the smooth approach working.
Enough with the smooth. There are other adjectives.
Now we'd have to call him the elder statesman of the tournament, wouldn't we?
Yes, he's well respected. Well respected.
Look at this smooth form. Look at that. Oh, pretty, but it doesn't get the job done. He came over from the Jersey side. Here is John Franco, the left-hander, New York Met.
Oh, he got it.
Oh. That's a tough pickup for John. Let's see if he can use some of that
Smoothness?
the magic from the left hand on this one.
Spread your fingers out a little
4
more.
pins.
You know, if Budweiser is sponsoring this event, you sure can't tell.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they really should think about getting their logo up
Franco with a
somewhere.
good form.
But where would they put it?
9 pins.
Could there be
Okay.
less interaction going on between the players here?
Ken, I think Ken.
It's the anti-Garvey event, and you know what? I like it.
Now, Griffey disappointing in his first frame with a 7. Let's see what he can do in this one, Bobby.
Nice ball.
And that's going to be a dislocated shoulder. He's gone for the rest of the tournament.
Never a doubt.
Sweet. A little strong on the English, but I'll take that.
That was a lot of Ken Griffey with the strike. The All-Star Classic is a day-long event, so the
Yet
other
it feels
All-Stars
longer.
have to stay loose. Let's check in on some of the other bowlers. Now, if you notice Frank smiling, it's because, well, the White Sox just acquired somebody to hit behind you. You must be happy about that.
Oh, yeah, it's an early Christmas for me. I'm just really excited we picked up Albert Bell because it's going to bring more people to the ballpark in Chicago, and hopefully we can put this team on the map.
You know, Frank Thomas was really excited when Albert Bell joined the team that year. Although he probably wasn't as excited when Bell led the team to an 80-81 record that season. Or when Bell got fined that year for making obscene gestures at fans. Or when Bell was hit with a domestic battery charge after allegedly striking his girlfriend and pulling her phone out of the wall. Yeah, he really was a jerk. Unlike our guy, Bobby Bowe, who put together the charity benefit for his community. Seriously, he seems like a really sweet guy. I wonder what ever made us think otherwise.
Anytime, Bobby. I know you're feeling an itch. Make your move, partner. Because I'll hurt you. Whatever, you take it as you see. It's just, you know, like the homeboy said back home, we just chilling. Make your move.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats in the Bobby Bonilla All-Star Classic. I gotta tell you, Jay, if Gallant was around back in 1990, he would have been invited to Garvey's event. All right, let's jump ahead to the end of this thing and see who wins this damn thing.
It's going to be a tough pickup for Molitor.
Monty was bowling next to me in the qualifying round, and he's bowling pretty good. Now, I don't know what happened to him.
Kenny, do you think you felt the pressure?
Maybe if I release the ball on my backswing, Gallant will swallow some of his teeth.
Just didn't happen.
No, what happened was he almost picked it up, but what happened was I bowled so much, trying to warm up, trying to get used to the lane, just got tired.
You know, you're starting to sound like Junior over here talking about his wrist injury. You know, they say a good plumber doesn't blame his tools.
They also say a good host doesn't start sentences with "they say."
Oh, Franco. As we move into the 10th frame,
the house music pumps up and ladies drink free till midnight.
63 final score. Despite Craig Biggio's impressive 217 game in qualifying, he needs a miracle in the championship game and finishes with a 150.
At least he's consistent. This one's for Robin Yount.
He's 3 strikes. Oh!
This one's for Cecil Cooper.
Look at that. Oh!
This one's for Ben Ogilvy. But that still doesn't take the hurt away from losing the '82 World Series.
So now it's up to the Mets' John Franco, who needs 14 pins here in the last frame to take it all.
One little 10 pin.
Here comes a little 3-foot putt. Here comes a 3-footer.
Who's the guy in the suit and the suspenders behind Franco? I think he's a Budweiser rep making sure there's enough signage in the alley. Now, actually, he's a guy who's waiting for the 654 to 10 a fly.
Shh, everyone quiet in the house.
The pressure's on. The left-handed stopper for the New York Mets.
Comes down. There it is. Yes.
Oh, never down.
Just bowl this. All you got to do is bowl the ball.
Wait, I think it's the big cat Andres Galarraga waiting for the 654 bus to 10 a
He
fly.
wins, Kenny. I think it's safe to say Franco's got this one locked up.
Well, if he end up hitting the head pin and it just jumps out, might be in trouble. So that might be stay straight ahead. Oh, yes, straight ahead. Strike. Whoa!
Now that was smooth.
All right.
And the forced camaraderie is beautiful.
Paul Molitor, 164. Ken Griffey Jr., 160.
Guys, I can't see the scores. Guys, you're very big and I'm very short. This is the best rave I've ever been to. Well, John Franco won the event, but I think the real victory was Bobby Bonilla for besting Steve Garvey in the battle for the bigger name celebrities. I'm glad you came over to my side of the fence. Now, Garvey clearly blew all of his budget on shiny sweatsuits and a trip to Hawaii, so there was nothing left for booking celebrities. Meanwhile, Bonilla spent all of his money on celebrities and nothing on his venue or his host. And the final result for both shows was that they were god-awful. But of course, in our world, awful equals gold. And speaking of gold, before we go, it's time to hand out some of our own hardware, the cheapies. Cheapie for least valuable celebrity of celebrity event, it's a tie. All of Garvey's participants. Least comfortable moment, the basil leaf racial war dance. I don't know, I gotta go with Garvey in short shorts yelling at Earl.
Go get him, Earl, go get him. This is what you've lived for.
Every time he's in shorts that short, I'm uncomfortable. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as we take a new look at the old games. And we'll do it all from the cheap seats.